History is often treated as a record, a collection of events written down, preserved, but records are not neutral. They are shaped by who writes them and who is excluded. Ida B. Wells understood this early. In her time, newspapers did not simply report violence. They justified it. They reshaped it. They turned victims into threats and crimes into order. Lynching was not hidden. It was explained away, normalized, even defended. Silence was not the only problem. Distortion was. So Wells did not begin by protesting quietly. She began by writing, collecting evidence, names, dates, patterns. She treated truth not as something assumed, but as something that had to be rebuilt. Ida B. Wells was born in 1862 in Holly Springs during the final years of the American Civil War. She was born into slavery. Freedom came soon after, with the end of the war and the passage of emancipation. Her parents became active in Reconstruction-era politics and education, emphasizing literacy and independence. But stability did not last. When Wells was 16, both her parents died during a yellow fever epidemic. Suddenly, she became responsible for her younger siblings. Childhood ended quickly. Responsibility replaced it. As a young woman, Wells worked as a teacher. Education offered both income and influence, but it was not where her public voice began. In 1884, while traveling by train, she was ordered to give up her seat in a first-class car. She refused. The conductor, with assistance, forcibly removed her. Wells sued the railroad company, and initially won. But the decision was later overturned. The case did not end in victory, but it marked something important. She would not accept injustice quietly. Wells turned to journalism. She began writing for black newspapers, eventually becoming co-owner and editor of Free Speech in Memphis. Her writing was direct, uncompromising. She did not soften her language to make it more acceptable. She questioned segregation, challenged injustice, criticized both local authorities and broader systems of inequality. At a time when journalism often reflected dominant power, Wells used it to confront that power. The press became more than a profession. It became a tool, a way to reach beyond immediate surroundings, to influence thought, and to disrupt accepted narratives. In 1892, 3 black businessmen, close friends of Wells, were lynched. They had built a successful grocery business, one that competed with white-owned stores. Their success was not incidental. It was the reason they were targeted. Wells began to investigate. She examined reports, spoke to witnesses, compared accounts. What she found challenged the dominant narrative. Lynching was often presented as a response to crime, particularly accusations of violence. But in many cases, those accusations were unfounded or constructed after the fact. The violence was not spontaneous. It was controlled, directed, used to enforce power. This realization shifted her work from commentary to investigation. Wells began to document lynching systematically, not as isolated events, but as a pattern. She collected names, dates, locations, circumstances. She compared cases, looking for consistency beneath the claims. Her findings were published in pamphlets such as Southern Horrors, Lynch Law in all its phases, and later works. She exposed how frequently the stated reasons for lynching did not align with evidence, how accusations were used to justify predetermined outcomes. Her work reframed the issue, not as a series of crimes, but as a system, structured, repeated, sustained. Her writing made her a target. While she was traveling, her newspaper office in Memphis was destroyed. She was warned not to return. Wells relocated to Chicago. Exile did not silence her. It expanded her reach. She continued to write, speak, and organize. Wells took her campaign beyond the United States. She traveled to England, where she spoke about lynching to international audiences. Her goal was not only awareness, but pressure. By exposing the reality abroad, she challenged the image the United States presented to the world. Her work gained allies and criticism. Wells's activism did not remain confined to a single cause. She was involved in early civil rights efforts, women's suffrage, and community organizing. She helped found organizations, including contributions to what would become the NAACP. Her work did not remain within a single cause. It expanded, interconnected. Ida B. Wells died in 1931. The violence she documented did not end with her, but the narrative began to change. Her work forced a confrontation with reality. She did not stop injustice, but she disrupted its justification. Some people protest, others document. Wells did both, and in doing so, she altered the record itself. Some stories fade, others wait to be heard.